Hi guys, hope you're well, welcome back. I've had a lot of people asking in the comments about various mods that I'm using, so I figured I'd do a video of it. So I think before we actually look at the mods themselves, I'll just show you how to quickly download mods yourself. So what you want to do is just click on the gear icon and then click on mods, and then it brings up all of the mods that you've got installed. We'll have a look through some of those in a bit, but to find and download mods you click on browse mods, and then it brings up all the mods that are on the system. So there's different ways that you can find the mods. If you're looking for a particular one and you know the name, you can just search for it by typing in the search box, or you can click at the top of the columns here. So for example, DL is the most downloaded. If we click on that one, it'll sort it by the most downloads. If we click on likes, it'll be by the most likes, etc. So you can find out which one's the most popular, and that's essentially it. You just click on the one you want, click on subscribe at the bottom here, and then it will download and install. So before I dive into my top 5 mods for Age of Empires 2, I'll just show you a couple of honorary mentions. So first of all, we've got the ground attack cursor. So this one replaces the Mangonel line and bombard cannons cursor when they're attacking the ground to a target, which shows the area of effect essentially. So we've also got the Cicero interactive build order guide. This is where there are certain scenarios where you're playing through some build orders and sort of being talked through it as you do it. You get a grading from A+ to F, and it's really good. It's voiced by one of the former pillars of the community, Zero Empires, and it's a really good mod for those learning how to play the game and sort of getting into that competitive scene. So the thing with some of these mods, you could potentially think of it as cheating a little bit, because they do give you a little bit of an advantage over your opponent if they don't have these particular mods installed themselves. So you do have a little bit of an edge. So let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think perhaps some of these may be cheating, or do you think it's perfectly valid? Okay, so now we come to my top 5 mods. Do let me know in the comments if there's any particular mods that I've not mentioned and you particularly like. And the first one is one that I think every single player should have, which is the small trees mod. This replaces all of your trees with visually smaller versions, which just make it easier to wall up your base. It makes it easier to see where you're placing your lumber camp, makes it easier to see if there's any perhaps hidden villages that an enemy has snuck forward that they could be hiding somewhere in your base, ready to do a forward base later on. So for maps like Black Forest, where that happens quite a lot, it could be quite handy to have. Okay, so next up we have the Age of Mandala mod. This basically puts a ring around all of your ranged buildings, so town centre, castle, towers, etc. And it just shows the range of the arrows essentially. So let's say you're doing a men-at-arms rush, you'll be able to see where the range of the town centre will get you, should you wander into it. So it could certainly help with keeping your men-at-arms alive. Good thing about this one is as well that they do have mods for their foundations. So let's say if you were doing a tower rush, or you wanted to place a tower behind a wood line, you'll be able to see exactly whether your tower will be able to range it and get the villagers. Following on from that, we have the Mangonel range alpha mod. Essentially this just gives the Mangonel line a range indicator. So again, it's just a big ring that goes around your mangonels, and it just shows how far you'll be able to shoot with the mangonels. So this one just really helps with, obviously when you're doing the attack grounds, you'll be able to see whether they're in range, and I think it gives you a slight edge. It can be pretty good, but I think generally if you're quite used to doing attack ground, you generally know whether you can range it or not anyway, but it's quite a good one to have. Following on from that, we have the idle villager pointer. So the idle villager pointer essentially just puts a big exclamation mark above your villager's head if they are idle, so it just makes it quite easy to see at a very quick glance that you've got idle villagers, and you can quickly sort them out and get them back to work. So next up we have the Zetnus improved grid mod. This one just adds a grid to the game so that you can see how many tiles there are, can help with walling up. You can essentially see if there's a tile where you've not placed a wall, which is near a load of trees, or it's going down a bit of a hill, which sort of distorts all the grid a little bit. And it just helps to make sure that there's no holes, because there's nothing worse than a hole, and there's always a hole. So hopefully with the small trees mod and the Zetnus improved grid mod, you will have less holes when you are walling up. Okay, so if you enjoy Age of Empires 2 content, you're looking to improve the game or learn build orders, then do subscribe to the channel. And that's it for this one, guys. I'll see you on the next one.